Taurus.
Hello Taurus, this is your February forecast for 2014, and we're starting off this month now with fresh, a new Venus moving direct again. It has been retrograde from December 21st throughout all of January to the 31st there, and what it did for us, it helped us reassess what and who we value, and not just helping us go within to figure this out, but also looking to the past, what worked, what didn't work. And for you, it's in the 9th house. It's all about that higher truth and the sense of justice of what you feel you deserve and what you didn't deserve. So it's been a real deep time of soul searching, reflecting, and so forth. But we're on the forward move here now. And also what has been working for you alongside with this, so it's been good, I feel, for so many of you, is that Mars now being in the sign of Libra, which is ruled by Venus, right? So now we've got a Mars-Venus here thing going on. Libra being ruled by Venus is that Venusian quality once again. And as you've been reassessing everything, Mars, which is your drive, your goal, your dedication, has also been working, because it's the 6th house of work, your day-to-day routines, has been looking at what has worked for you. So, and Mars has been between a rock and a hard place, between the two big power planets here of Uranus and Pluto. So you've had a lot of cosmic help, haven't you? To help you actually prune back, really back to the nubs of the stubs of the tree, to prune back those things that, not just what 2013 didn't work for you, but even the far past, these patterns, right? So some of you have just split away, broken off these things that you felt were holding you back, stunting you, and so forth. So now you're so now equipped and geared to actually start sprouting, okay? And you will see this throughout February and into spring. Is going to be an awesome time for you. Mars is moving forward here. It is balancing the scales. It's you taking your power back, and especially for you women. And we know how women can try to fix things way beyond whatever didn't need, shouldn't have been fixed, but just putting into the scales, giving more and more and more. But how do those scales look like, okay? Now Mars is going to be with us until summer. It's a full 7-8 months. Normally it's just 6 weeks. So the universe is going to help you. Always keep your focus on the scales, and I'm saying it here early in the year so that you can program it and carry it with you over the next coming months. What is too much and what is too little? Look at the scales of your life. Now when things don't work and they're not really as harmonious as you would like Libra and Venus would like, well, what do women do? And I'm not saying you men don't do it too, some of you out there, but women typically, they will just start giving more. They'll fix it more. Fix, 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 give more. And you're still not seeing the results, you know, and then the scales start tipping, and because they're so lopsided, you keep adding to the fixing. But what you're doing, these scales are like ready to tip totally over. It's like it's a ticking time bomb. How long can it go before that tip happens? So the scary thing that you need to learn and to implement, and why the universe is giving you a full 7-month, nearly 8-month crash course in life, is so that you can program this into your consciousness and your higher consciousness once and for all, for years and years to come, is to find out what is too much, what is too little. If you're feeling that your relationships have been lopsided like this, and you're giving too more and you're ending up resenting, because that's what it does. Now, what is the opposite side of the coin of resentment, if not guilt? So if you feel on any level, whether it is your romantic partnership or the people you work with or anybody else around you, if you feel you're giving too much and you're starting to resent, the message and the clue to this is to pull back. Don't shut the door, don't split off necessarily, though you can do that with Uranus, the way Uranus is right now, the way Pluto is right now, and maybe some of those things do need to go completely. But not all relationships. Some of them are just needing to rebalance. So it's like a pilot out there flying, and you have the horizon, right? Now if the horizon is like this, naturally we're thinking we have to follow the horizon to correct it up. But no, we've got to go this way, because the horizon is not moving in the pilot's vision. The horizon is always stable there. It's we who are moving. So with the same thing there, if you step back, become a little bit more detached, that is the message of Uranus, to learn disattached attachment. You can still be close to the relationship or the situation. You can still be close, but you're detaching from the outcome of having to fix. You give what you know you need to give, and then step back, allow the other partner to come forward and give. This will bring this person up and out of this hole called guilt, because when somebody's feeling guilty, they don't feel they're deserving. When they're not feeling they're deserving, then they start self-sabotaging. When they self-sabotage, well, they're sabotaging your relationship. And you wonder why, right? But it's because you gave too much. Very, very big lesson here for humanity. But we always want to be in the giving spirit, right? It's just healthy or unhealthy balance here. So that's your Mars. Mars is working in the 6th house for day-to-day operations, day-to-day routines. Some of you now will see that you're going to be carving out a totally new path for this. And you have this whole area wide open until June, July. It's going to retrograde here, not quite yet, but it will be retrograding, so it's going to give you ample time to actually carve out a new direction. And this has for perhaps co-workers. It's also, if you have employees, it may be that you're going to start balancing out that new path for them, or it might be your own employment for those you work for, and looking at what you really want to refine right now. So it's perfect. You have a lot of time to perfect this area. Right now, though, top of the month, we have this Venus now that is turning direct here from yesterday, January 31st, actually, as we're looking into February, and it being so tight here with Pluto, there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of sensuality too, intensity. And for you, being in the 9th house, it's more like you're awakening now to this power of you. Looking at now, after having revisited over these last 6 weeks or so, you now have seemingly gained a new perspective, and it's going to be with you here for a while throughout this month as you're looking at things differently. And why is it different? Well, Pluto renews things, okay? It really cuts away, prunes back those things that no longer behoove us, and then comes this new growth, and you're going to feel this sense of empowerment to how you're going to be looking at life at large. This is the 9th house. It's the higher thinking. It's our spirituality. It's looking at things from a higher perspective instead of down in the bottom of the valley, you know, covered by trees in the forest, seeing nothing. You're now like on top of this pyramid, and you have this beautiful overview on exactly where you're at. You can see yourself down in the valley. You can see the gold up front. So it's like this grand door is opening up consciously for you. This power is something that you're going to be taking with you here throughout 2014. This is a great year for so many of you to make those more deeper and more important life changes. I see that a lot of you were thinking about this, kind of preparing yourself in 2013. For those of you that were on a great path, well, it's not really touching you because you were on that great path, but it's for those of you that were kind of feeling a little uncomfortable, and this rising pressure, the pressure cooker that's on, it's still that Uranus-Pluto square, and Mars here between a rock and a hard place to make these very vital choices that you're going to be in touch with, and just be true to yourself. There's nothing to actually worry about other than being ready and say, I'm ready for major change. that will accelerate your life. And you're going to see 2014 would put speed behind your goals here, and things can really start coming together much sooner than you realize. It's all about getting that conscious connection, seeing it, feeling it, believing it, tuning into it, and then going for it. Once you do that, boy, it's like this though, and you can open a lot of doors here throughout the year, which we're going to be talking about here from month to month. But that is the main things. Then we also have Mercury going retrograde this month, and it starts on the 6th, February 6th throughout 28th. Not a time, as you know by now, to not sign any papers or documents. If you can, postpone it the best you can. The shadow is not over before March 20th, so if you can wait that long, nothing is better. Then you're surely out of it. But at least just wait till March 1st for any kind of document, signatures or agreements. You can talk about things, you can negotiate, and that's what Mercury does best. It negotiates, right? And there might be things from the past coming into the picture right now that, and for you, for the most part, it will be in the area of career. So it's starting off here just inside of your 11th house, but 1 degree, but then all of from the 6th, should I say, it will be going back through your career house. So this is where the area you can make the most value out of Mercury in February. Sorry about that. Now, we didn't have a new moon here now for February. Why? Because we had 2 new moons in January. January's 2nd new moon was January 31st, so we're not getting it here, so the intention should have been set there on that date. But however, though, right now we have a full moon on Valentine's Day, and for you it is going to be here in the 4th house of family, roots, past. It is also tying up to real estate, so some of you might be looking at real estate here on the 14th, and also initiating new directions, because on the 15th we have the Sun and Mars in a perfect angle of wanting to take on some new direction. As long as you've signed your documents in January, well, maybe you're getting the keys for a new property here just around Valentine's Day, so you're all set for it. We have Mercury moving into Aquarius back there on the 11th, and then we have the Sun moving into Pisces on the 18th. That will be out of your career house, so until the 18th you're going to have a lot of focus here in this area. But then from the 18th onwards, you're moving into the area of hopes, dreams, friendships, associates, groups and organizations. So some of you might expand and move into joining new groups perhaps too, and finding new friends here. Great time there after the 18th, and then for a whole month up ahead. Now, any communications or interviews, you might not want that on the 19th, only because Mercury and Saturn, they're not really seeing things eye to eye. If you can avoid any kind of important communications, it wouldn't be the right day to have it. You can have the week before, the week after, even though Mercury's retrograde, you know, before and after too, but then at least it's not that angled and squared to Saturn. It might just put either you or the other party in a sense of defense, and that's never a good thing. It's shut down, okay? What we do have, though, here at the end of the month is really nice. Venus is sextile Saturn. That might be the best time to have any kind of negotiation or agreements and talks about securing your path. And for you, this will all be about between the 9th house and Saturn, which is your 7th house. So if you're needing to have something with your partner, your spouse, this would be the day to agree upon things, but not before. Let Venus have a little time to kind of catch up, speed up, because it's been retrograde for so long. And when it speeds and catches up there with Saturn, well, this, especially for those of you who've been going through tumultuous times here in your relationship or marriage, this is the time to heal it and the time to get it together and have it a little bit more heartfelt, perhaps on the 25th. And then you can split away from those, I'd like to say, disagreements here, and you will know it, you'll feel it on the 26th. This is as Jupiter squares with Uranus, which Uranus is just going to split it away. It's like you've come through that tunnel, and you feel that you got that much more together, right? So what else do we have? That Jupiter retrograde has been for a while. It will be moving directly again April 8th. So there's still things to be done here in the area of communication. You might feel that some of it is good, some of it might be dragging or slowed down to a halt. And it might have to do with your siblings, some agreements or situations there. But it's looking to the past, and retrogrades are beautiful in the sense it gives us time to heal. It gives us time to go in and shore up whatever situation where in the past we might have been too hasty or too much on fast forward. When the planets are direct, we don't look back. We have our eyes set on our goals, and we're pushing forward to create and build and expand those goals that we want, right? That's what life is all about. But then the universe gives us a breather. That's what retrogrades are. It's like, okay, stop already now. What have you accomplished so far? This is where you're heading, but what didn't you tie up? What loose ends weren't finished? Maybe you got to go back and revisit, re-talk, and so forth. So for you right now, that's Jupiter. Has to do with your higher thinking, your paradigms, the way you believe, your religion, your spirituality. It might have also to do with justice and the law. All of those higher things there that Jupiter represents, and in the third house of communication. So this is the time to clear it up. Now you have until April 8th to do that in this area. So you still have like 2 full months for now. So, but as long as you're aware of where it's at and what it's doing, you can take the power of this and make it work for you. This is pretty much what we got on here for February, Taurus. I will see you next month, so make sure you go and listen to your moon and your rising sign here just to see, just to fill it in a little bit more, and then we will get on with it in the March forecast. So make sure to also subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. You will get these videos directly to your inbox when they upload. All right? See you next month.